the corner as you get a look at Highmark Stadium just south of Buffalo, New York. Today on to Week 15 in the NFL, and we've got a good matchup in store, as it'll be the San Francisco 49ers taking on the Buffalo Bills. And we are underway in Buffalo. And we'll see a return here from the end zone. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much, as he's marked down officially at the 21.
At their own 21-yard line.
On the ground, it's Pierce to begin the drive. And they'll get to him quickly here as he'll get a yard, just a yard to the 22. This defense for the Niners very strong in that victory a week ago.
Yeah, and what stood out to me on tape, the way they were flying to the football. So that tells me that they've got all their assignments down, and they're playing with extreme confidence.
Now this one complete downfield on the left side. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 19 yards to pick up there. Move the chains.
This is an offense that's near the bottom of the league in rushing, so defensively coming in, you've got to know you're going to see the ball in the air a lot. And that time, it's a completion and a first down on this opening drive.
That to the sideline, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Micah Hyde. And the Niners are going to take possession of the football as they force the turnover on the opening drive. Well, it's no secret he's had trouble this year with interceptions, and this is a bad start for him. First drive, throwing another pick.
No matter who's broadcasting his game, that's how the conversation begins. Throwing too many interceptions, can he take care of the football? If I were his backup, I'd be edging towards the coaches and saying, hey, how about giving me an opportunity?
They work now on 2nd and 9. They'll stay on the ground with Swift. And he'll be taken down just shy of midfield after a gain of about 4. And see, you look at this defense, what kind of pressure are they under trying to stop a team that has won 5 games in a row?
Well, to me, it makes their job harder because you know you're going up against an offense that's playing at an elite level. And sometimes you can get too caught up in trying to play the perfect game. You're trying to be too precise, too fine, instead of just letting it rip. And I think that's more the priority than trying to be absolutely perfect.
Now they'll look to Willis to pass it here. Here's Johnson with a reception. And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him. He got 29 yards that time.
And the 49ers first down.
From the 13 now, they work on 1st and 10. Here's a handoff to Swift running left. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
It's the game of 5. Brings up 2nd and 5.
Now Willis on the bootleg. And he's got it. And the Niners are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1. Really been an ideal start for them. They get the turnover on the opening possession. Now here they are moving the ball straight down the field on their first drive.
And that feels good, but you know on their side of the field all they're thinking is finish this drive off because they took it away, right? So now you got them back on their heels a little bit. Now go down and put a touchdown on them. Look out. You've won the mental battle early in the game, and that may carry over for you. So often you hear that pep talks don't really work in the heat of the battle, but collectively, this defense has to say to each other, we've been on our heels this whole first drive. This is where we...
And a across the goal line into the end zone. Touchdown 49ers. DeAndre Swift, his 12th rushing touchdown on the year. And the 49ers have taken the early lead on the road here in Buffalo. Now for the extra point, Daniel Carlson. And the 49ers grab a 7-0 lead.
Next to score, Niners 7, Bills 0.
The 49ers ready to kick it away, and here we go. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he's only going to make it to the 13-yard line and no further.
For most people, the excitement of a kickoff return is to see a long one that goes back in the opposite direction. But for the guys covering it, it's being able to stop them deep in their own territory. How about that incredible form tackle right there? Shoulder into ball carrier, and down he goes.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others. Where they think they have an advantage, dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
From the 23, here's second down at a yard. Oh, and his early struggles continue. Here's another one intercepted. And into the end zone. A pick 6 for the 49er D as they score the touchdown. Carlson now to add the extra point. And his kick is good, but flags come in. Looks like we're going to get a roughing call here on the follow-through. So they'll go ahead and accept the penalty. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And not a great return here. He'll make it back only to the 10-yard line.
You and the homies can trade your outfits. Oh, man, come on. Could be worse. But I feel like a steamroller.
Fresh off the pick 6, it's Smith. Flush to his right. And here's another interception, the third of this first quarter. Picked off by Micah Hyde. And to the 43. So down inside the 45 to the 43-yard line. That's where they'll take over. On 1st and 10, it's Swift. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. Second and right at a yard. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed, but they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
2 yards on the pickup, and that's all they needed to move the sticks. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Play action. Here's Willis. Looking deep downfield. Touchdown! Jackson Smith and Jigba. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the 49ers take a 3-touchdown lead. Well, I don't think that we're ready yet to say the route is on, but they have certainly looked near flawless here in this first half, and now an extra point away from making it 21-0.
Yeah, and your experience led you to say that because we have both seen those 21-0 leads come and go in this league, but this one feels pretty darn secure. And here's the other part. Even when people chip away at it, it forces you into being almost perfect on the other side, doesn't it, in order to try and mount a comeback.
From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And they can't bring him down. And not a good return at all. Down inside the 10, all the way back at the 7.
Anytime you feel the kickoff inside your own end zone, you've got to be decisive about whether you're bringing it out or not. Sometimes that indecision can really cost you. That may have been what happened on that play.
Hey, here we go, hey.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back, but make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
They'd like to avoid punting from their own end zone so they could use something here on third down. From the end zone, Smith. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Micah Hyde. And they're going to get the football just outside the 10 at the 11-yard line.
They'll take over 1st and 10. At the 11.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Now a give right side Swift. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. They'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11.
Brings up 2nd and 11 at the Bills' 13-yard line.
Play action, Willis. He's got a man. It's his fullback. And he'll get this down inside the 5 to the 4 before he's out of bounds. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here. They'll try and run here with Swift. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1.
1st and goal at the 1-yard line.
Swift will get into the end zone for a 49er touchdown.
Touchdown.
Carlson on for the PAT.
Daniel Carlson on for the point after.
And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead.
Bills nothing.
The 49ers ready to kick it away, and here we go. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And no chance to get away as they'll get him down at about the 17-yard line. Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. As we grind toward the end of the season here, and they haven't had the season that they had hoped. So let me ask you to play GM. Where might they look to make some changes?
I think when you look into the upcoming draft, think hard about them drafting multiple offensive linemen. They've got to get stouter up front. And as a GM always tells me, Charles, this is a big boy league, and big people always end up winning games for you.
They still need about the length of the football here, maybe a little less as they come up on 2nd and inches. Throwing now is Geno. Pass caught. It's Romeo Doubs. And they work this well upfield across the 45.
That's good for a Buffalo Bills.
Play action. It's Smith. They'll roll him out right. Oh, hit as he throws there, incomplete. I hate to say it, Charles, but the way that he has played in this first half, you just kind of hold your breath every time he drops back to pass.
Yeah, you might be holding your breath, but those guys on the defensive side of the ball, they've got big smiles on their faces. He's handing out picks like the people just leave the candy out at Halloween and you take what you want. They're having a blast out there playing against him today.
Flushed out right. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
Well, this defense is certainly organized and playing off of each other because the rush is providing pressure and the coverage is forcing incompletions and capitalizing on mistakes. When you get every level on defense hitting at once, you get first half scores just like this one.
Over the middle, complete. That's Adams. And this won't be enough. A good secure tackle, and they stop him a few yards shy at the 46.
It's 4th down.
On 4th down, Smith. And they'll find the open man. That's complete. And he is going to have the Bills first down as they get it rather easily there. A gain of 9 on 4th and 3.
That's good for Bills. First down.
Off of play action. Here's Smith. He hits Adams complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. A good pickup there of 20 yards.
And I don't think there's any question that this offense is going to need to hit on a few more plays like this. It's been a difficult first half for them, to say the least. And I do believe if they want to get back in this game, they need to start right now. It's kind of like making adjustments. If you try and wait until the half, it's probably too late. They need to get going right here. But this defense is going to have to finish the job. There's still a second half that they have to play. But so far, an absolute total effort. They've disrupted the passing game, stressed the pocket for the quarterback. They forced him into errant throws. Everything they're...
And my goodness, another interception. Tre'Davious White with a pick. And the 49ers are going to get the football back as we have reached the 2-minute warning. They'll start on the ground with Swift. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. Jamal Adams coming up from his safety spot to make the play. 2nd and 7.
At the 18-yard line.
Once again, it's Swift. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. 48 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot.
Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. And he's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
The result, only 4 yards there on the play, and it'll be 2nd down.
And that's a good job there by the corner. We do talk about this a lot, that a lot of corners see their job as simply covering receivers. Tackling isn't everyone's thing. But in this case, he came up quickly and made a nice, sure tackle.
Throwing again on 2nd down, but this time it's incomplete.
A great job defensively taking away his receivers, and he was forced to put that one into Lake Erie, but that's what good quarterbacks do. They don't take unnecessary chances if they don't have to.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Willis. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. The 49ers now going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play.
Come on, guys, dig deep. Yeah, let's go!
You gotta do it! You gotta do it! Come on, guys, pick it up.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Willis out of the gun. There's a short one to the tight end, Johnson. And he'll go out of bounds, it appears, right at the 45. So the completion good for 6 yards. And it's 2nd down.
It's a pickup of 6. Brings up 2nd and 4.
Willis to throw once more. That's complete. It's Zay Flowers with it. And he is out of bounds inside the 35. A gain there of 21 yards.
So many times in my career I've heard coaches talk about completions are one thing, but as long as we're there at the catch and we get guys on the ground, we can live with that. But if you're going to give up 10, 12, 15 yards after the catch, then your defense is going to be in a lot of trouble.
Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Flowers. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. Another first down as he went right back to the same well, this time for 17 yards.
Come on.
To throw, here's Willis. Eluding the pressure right. And he's going to go down. sacked right around the 17. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. Second down, Willis looks to throw here. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
That was a touchdown if he could have hung on. Instead, it was a well-timed collision to jar that one free.
Now flags come in before the kick. Clearly there was contact. Who was at fault? So it was the defense that jumped, and that'll move them 5 yards closer.
I wonder how they did it. Wonder if they twitched a little bit up front, a little subtle head movement that the officials didn't detect, but they got it done. Now they're 5 yards closer for their field goal attempt.
Time for a break. We've hit halftime. 2 quarters down, 2 still remain. We step aside. This is the NFL on EA Sports. Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3.
Set to kick off.
It's the 49ers out in front, and they will get the football first as well as we are back and started in the second half. And this is going to be returned from the middle of the end zone. And ultimately cannot get this out to the 25-yard line as he's dropped at the 23. The 49er offense set to get this drive underway. And it's hard to imagine that the first half could have gone any better for them. So what's the approach here in the second half?
Just continue to play smart football because they get the other team down and they feel good about the position they're in. The obvious thing people would say is just keep attacking, but I think you also have to be smart about it. Avoid turnovers. That's about the only thing that can derail you at this point. Attack, but make sure you take care of the ball.
And they went the wrong way there, losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. After the loss, they'll come up 2nd and 13. A handoff, Swift running to the left. And he'll be stopped at the 46, gain of 3. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
Still needing 10 yards. Now it's 3rd down. Now Willis on the bootleg. Rolling to his right. Looking for his running back, and he's got it. He finds some open field here. And he's got a first down as the tackle made at the Bills' 33. Nice 3rd down conversion and even 20 yards. So 1st and 10 now in Buffalo territory. Down at the 33. Off the play fake, here's Willis. Touchdown, 49ers. Jackson Smith and Jigba. 2 catches, 2 touchdowns here so far. And the 49ers have got it on cruise control. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. They'll elect to bring it out here from the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive. And they've sort of lost their way, partner. How do they recalibrate and get this proverbial train back on track? And now here is another interception. Picked up by Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah. And they will take over at the 29-yard line. Well, to be frank, CD, this is getting tough to watch. I mean, you feel for him, but 6 interceptions, that's at a whole new level. It's not a good level.
It makes it tougher and tougher to come up with ways to try and support him. But you have to as a team because you can't just throw your quarterback aside. You're going to need him later on. But it reminds me of a time that a former defense coordinator of mine told me he was in a game where his quarterback threw 7 interceptions. So after the 6-1, one of the defensive players went to the quarterback and said, here's what you do. Throw the ball to the other team, and let's see if our receivers can pick it off and turn it into a completion.
That's just mean. I don't know that I'd go down there and say that to him right now. Probably pretty fragile. And he doesn't quite make it, taking it within an eyelash. Dropped at the 1. Here's Swift. And he'll take this into the end zone for a San Francisco touchdown. DeAndre Swift with career touchdown number 60. And the Niners take the forced turnover on defense and convert it into 6 points. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
At their own 16-yard line.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive. Well, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so there's some time to kind of clean this up and make it look more respectable. Now, a win, that's probably gone out the window, Charles, but I don't know. Do you look at this as a time to just improve and maybe start to look towards the future?
I think you have to find something to play for, something to grasp onto until the clock runs out. But, Brandon, we've been around this game a long time. This is an outlier. You don't get many blowouts like this no matter how the game looks on paper going in. This one has turned out to be everyone's worst nightmare realized.
Now a deep ball there on 2nd down, but it'll wind up incomplete.
Well, when the running game's not working, sometimes you just got to take a few more chances down the field. That's a good effort, but it winds up incomplete.
Hey, it's a clip.
Throwing on 3rd down, Smith. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. And now this is scooped up by the 49ers. And the field position doesn't get much better than this. They'll have it 1st and goal at the 8-yard line. He was under duress, surveying, trying to find somebody to get the ball out of his hands. In the meantime, the defense, they took it out of his hands.
And when the ball snapped, I know exactly what the defense is thinking. Get a sack, put him on the ground. But when you can also knock the ball free while doing so, oh, there's the bonus for you as a defense.
Touchdown, 49ers! Zay Flowers from 8 yards out. And the Niners get another 3rd quarter touchdown to add on to that lead. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
Now a play fake, and it's Smith. Steps away. Left sideline, a dive, and it looks like he's got it. 16 yards right off the bat and a 1st down.
There's a nice pickup right there, and after watching that play, I'm thinking about all the lost opportunities that they've had so far in this game. But right now, just focus on continuing to move the ball the way they did on the last play.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Smith. And down he goes. The 49ers get there. Loss of 10 as multiple defenders get to it.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
Geno now to throw. And he fires There's one incomplete.
Well, they certainly aren't letting up today, partner, because they've forced big turnovers already, and it's been incredibly tough for them to get yards against, let alone put points up on the board.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Caught on the right side by Adams. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it. They snap it to Smith. And they hit him as he throws, as this one's going to go straight down to the turf. Incomplete. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And now possession's going to go over with a football at the 20-yard line. They will run straight ahead with Swift. This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain, considering the blitz that they just had against them.
Right back to Swift again on second down. And he's dropped just before the line to gain. 4-yard pickup leaves him with 3rd and 1.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and make...
Touchdown! Kyle Juszczyk, an 11-yard touchdown. And the Niners will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd. Carlson now to add the extra point. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter.
Niners 59, Bills nothing.
The 49ers ready to kick it away, and here we go. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he doesn't even get this to the 10. He's taken down at the 9.
In this position, trying to get back into the game, teams are looking for a spark from their special teams. That's not what they got, though. They got a setback, and they have a long field to cover if they want to try and put points on the board.
The Bills come to the line to start their next drive.
But the disparity in this game, it just seems to grow with each possession here, Charles. They are really struggling. They have not put up a single point, and on the other side, the points keep piling up and up and up.
So you know the frustration level has to be rising, right? So they've got to find a way to quell that because otherwise, they certainly won't get anything done in this one. Keep diving deeper into the offensive playbook, but bottom line is don't quit competing.
And this should be the final play before the quarter ends. Now Geno. That is caught. And he will be taken down, but a big pickup there on what's going to be the final play of the 3rd quarter. Back now in Buffalo. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Hand off right side to Pierce. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets them back now for 2nd down.
I think this offense, specifically this running game, they're going to have to find a way to turn the page because they haven't found a way to run it effectively thus far, and it's cost them.
Here's Smith now on 2nd down, escaping the pressure right. Now on the run, he'll throw it back deep over the middle. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
We've seen that the deep ball's been a part of their game plan all afternoon, but they've had trouble hooking up on it, unable to successfully find the end zone over the top.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's got his target. That's complete. And this will move the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the 49ers' 44-yard line. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Now this one over the middle into the hands of his tight end, complete. That's back-to-back plays of over 20 yards.
Well, a touchdown here on this drive, it wouldn't really put much of a dent in the score, the deficit right now. But as you mentioned in the past, CD, their coach is probably just hoping to see something executed correctly on this drive before we close out the ball game.
Yeah, and I think that every guy who's on the field has to feel exactly the same way, because if not, they might be looking for replacements. Treat every drive as if it's your last, and make it a successful one in some small way.
Line of scrimmage, the 9, second and about a yard.
Pierce gets this one running right.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. So they need 2 yards here on third down. Remember, they're already 2 of 2 on third down conversions on this drive. And my goodness, another interception. Tre'Davious White with a pick. And the Niners force the turnover. And they'll take over at the 10.
They'll take over first and 10 at their own 10-yard line.
The San Francisco offense ready to start their next drive. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable fourth-quarter lead. There he goes, right side. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down.
108 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
And now off to the races down the right side. Inside the 10. Touchdown, 49ers. DeAndre Swift, 63 yards. And the 49ers add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And this one was over a while ago as they just add on to that big lead. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And here comes a return from a few steps into the end zone. And in hindsight, probably should have taken a knee as he only gets this out to the 16-yard line.
At their own 16-yard line.
Follow your man. Go, go, go.
Buffalo offense ready to go for their next drive.
Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one.
Brings up second and 2. At the 24
They'll fake it. Now Smith.
A throw out wide, going to be incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
3rd and 2, Smith.
That one taken in by Adams.
And they'll get it all the way up about 5 yards shy of midfield. They're going to hurry back to the line now. Smith throwing again.
That's complete to Dobbs.
And he'll be corralled out across midfield down to the 45. So on the other side of the field now, it's 1st and 10 as they've got things rolling on this drive. Throwing now is Geno.
He's got the hook up with Dobbs. So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18.
From the red zone now, Smith. And now here is another interception. And the 49ers are going to take over at their own 11-yard line. And it looks like this will be the last play before the 2-minute warning.
On the ground, it's Swift to start the drive.
And brought down, but not before reaching the 25. So it's 49er football here as we get you reset. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here, 1st and 10.
First down, and they go with Swift again.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26.
Swift going to try up the middle.
It's a 4-yard pickup there, and it leaves them with 3rd and 5.
On any running play that's called, they're always hoping that it's going to break big and go the distance. But when you get a nice game like that, you're able to do so many things anyway. You can come back and run essentially the same play again, continue to move the ball on the ground, or you can decide to throw the ball now because usually you have the defense back on its heels.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That good for 22 and a first down.
No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the 4th quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score.
On 2nd down, Swift. And he'll get it down on the play to the 37. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down. For the winning team here, Charles, that's about as big and clean of a win as you could hope for in the National Football League. No turnovers. Meanwhile, you forced turnovers. You didn't allow any points, and you put up a bunch of points. What an effort.
And, Brandon, I just have to ask you, that's all the stuff that we saw happen today. Those are statistics, numbers, the whole deal. But my question is, how does one team come ready to play and the other one, obviously, not ready at all?
Well, I mean, I obviously don't have an answer to that, but that was the story from the get-go. One side was awake and ready, and the other just seemed to sleep.